Oh boy. Seza, we're on the top floor. Roger. You forgot to give us the dynamite. You just gave us this stupid grass. That's a lot of motors. Stand by to blow. It. Now. You'll never leave here alive. What is that? It casts Comet on its first turn. And its second turn also. Wow. Okay, stop. Can you stop? Did you just see Ferris? She moved. She's moving. Ferris? 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 Stop that. Oh my god. So it kills someone and then like slowly pulls them towards it and probably like eats them. Is this the original Whirl Sand? This is actually a really cool gimmick. I love the gimmicks in this game. There have been so many cool ones. Big suck. He is the Hungry Max. Yeah, see, look, Barts can hit things now. Are you shocked? Thank God it only hits one enemy at or one person at a time. Reina can't get her turn fast enough. If he kills Reina, we're in a bad spot. Good thing Gallup's doing good damage, because we need to end this. Oh no. Reina, survive. Survive! Okay, no. Actually, you attack. Hurry up. Oh, the crit! God dang, he has some health. How much health? Oh no. I'm out of rays. Scan it. Level 41. Okay, well. It's kind of... Oh, the crit! I think Bart's might be toast. Bartz! You're too close! Oh my god, that damage. Okay, he's gonna be dead. Can we revive Ferris so she can get the XP? No, Bartz, you're gonna lose the XP. Alright, we did it though, no one got eaten. That was a really cool boss. Bleedy, 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 bleedy. Dark matter, that seems fitting. Yeah, it was only AP. Yeah. DPS check. Did it! Zeza, can you hear me? We did it! We blew it up! Zeza, run! I'll never make it back. Galuf, it's getting dangerous here. Hurry and escape. The energy is reversing and will explode. We'll ride the dragon out. Come on. Of course, that's what always happens. Hang on, Zeza. I'm on my way. No, wait at the sub. I'll meet you there later. No way. You're not dying here. Wow, he doesn't believe him. Galuf, no, it's too dangerous. But, Reyna, you and the others go first. You and the others? So you mean Ferris. She's the only one. You knew all along this was going to happen. You wanted to sacrifice yourself. Wait in the sub. I'll be there. I promise. Over and out. Zeza! I agree, Rhapsode. It's good to have you here. Yes, I knew, but I couldn't let you all go. 4 new warriors will have to beat X-Death with the power of the crystals. Galuf and Bartz, Reyna, Ferris, do your best. I'm counting on you. Don't worry, I'll always be with you when you need me. I mean, we met you like 5 minutes ago, but alright. Oh, the sad music, though. I'm actually kind of sad, because he was really cool. Zeza! I hate to do this, but... Bartz is a good friend. Oof! Bartz, let's go to the sub. Galuf, I'm sure Zeza will. Our last promise, please keep it. Weren't there like a bunch of those? I guess he needs all 4 for it to work. Blink, blink. Come on, Galuf. Nothing could have survived that blast. Just a bit longer. Oh, poor Galuf. I don't want to get in the sub without him. Dang you! Zeza having to play the big hero. This sub might Ferris passage to Gil's cave. Yes, you're right. How was he? We'll be alright with a little rest. Good. Or he'll be alright with a little rest. Good. Let's get back. Ooh, I got control of the sub now. So... oh, that's kind of cool. The map kind of changes. I said I should go to Gil's Cave. Which is now sunken. Emerald weapon time. Let's go. I like this song. There it is. Is there a save point in here or nah? There's a rest point. Yeah, the music has been really, really good. And granted, this is on the poopy PS1 version too. But I've really liked it a lot. I like how unique like all the town music and cave music is. They rarely reuse stuff, it seems. Except when it makes sense. Can I like... yeah. I want to go to the surface and like save. I don't know what's down here. Apparently radiators. Anyone need a radiator? We got a couple. I mean, Final Fantasy II was probably my least favorite soundtrack so far, maybe. But the final dungeon makes up for the whole game, so... because that song is like the ultimate bang. The banger to end all bangers. They'll be fine, just stick them in your car, they'll work. But yeah, I think for the most part, 2's soundtrack, I mean, it was good. I still think it's good. Just maybe underwhelming versus all the other games. 3 is up there too, because I didn't really like 3's soundtrack as much. But it had some good songs, especially the final boss theme. Yeah, 2's battle theme was good too. Yes, the real 2. 2 also had the worst Chocobo theme by far. I think Final Fantasy 1 had a better Chocobo theme than Final Fantasy 2 because it didn't have one. Yeah, Final Fantasy 1 really is a magical game because, like, it's brutally broken in terms of, like, how the game actually works. It's not broken balance-wise. I think it's actually pretty okay balance-wise. It's got some rough patches, like the Ice Cave, where it suddenly gets incredibly hard, but that's kind of that's par for the course for an NES game. So I don't really see it as being, like, an issue. And there's no, like, you know, super broken thing that just ruins the game. Yeah, it just, even though a lot of the coding doesn't work the way it's supposed to, and it's very cut and dry type of game, you know, because it's the first one, it just, there's something about it that's still really fun. The feel of adventure is still there with 1. You're always going to, like, new continents and meeting new people, and, like, the world building in that game is surprisingly good. Given that it's the first Final Fantasy, it's an NES game, 99% of the story is told to you in the credits. It still has this, like, world building feel that's, like, fun. It just feels like a world that you want to explore. It's I don't know how they did it, but they did it. I know they have farmers. Who doesn't want to meet farmers? You had me at farmer. Yeah, I know. The thief is terrible. The thief, it's not that the thief is bad, it's that it's just in every way worse than the other ones. The thief is a warrior that can't equip good stuff, that's all he is. Because he was supposed to be fast, but speed does nothing in the game, so... It's just a warrior that can't equip good stuff, and that's all the thief is, so it's kind of a big rip. And, like, there's absolutely no reason not to choose the warrior, because he can equip all the best stuff, he has the best stats, everything about him is the best. There's nothing bad about the warrior. This looks spooky. Empty boxes. Hey, this one's got a big stone in it. Ah, jeez, it's heavy. We blew it. The door closed. Oh. That's interesting. Oh god, this is going to be a big puzzle. Oh boy. Alright, before I get knee-deep into this puzzle, let me go to the bathroom. Grab some more coffee. Really, really, really love 9 a lot. So it's going to feel like nostalgia, it's going to feel fresh, like I haven't played it in so long. And I already know I'm going to enjoy it a lot, so I'm excited. I'm excited for 9. It's going to be really cool to play the OG instead of like the Steam version. It's going to feel so nostalgic, you know? I like how he forgets where he put the stone. When we get to 7, we are going to be doing a in-depth playthrough. I'm going to be talking about the game pretty much super in-depth throughout the whole playthrough. We're going to talk about some of the coding mechanisms they used in some of the areas. We're going to talk about some of the hidden stuff that, you know, you wouldn't know playing through the game. I'm going to try to have a bunch of my, like, Final Fantasy VII people that know a lot about the game in the chat to throw ideas and stuff around. This guy has so much health. Morph! Okay. He is now Ifrit. So, yeah, you know, I was thinking about that. I don't really know how I'm going to play the game. I have 2 ideas, and I'll probably ask chat what they want me to do once I get there. But I have 2 ideas. The first idea is to play the game as if I'm playing it casually. So I'll kind of like sandbag on purpose and just kind of equip stuff that sounds fun and not really focus on beating the game at all. And my other idea is to just, like, completely destroy the game. Like, we're already going through the game in depth and talking about everything there is to talk about, and talking about the coding mechanisms, and talking about the story in deep, you know, lore sense. So I thought about just going completely, like, I can do anything I want, because I'm so used to doing challenge runs and stuff where I'm constantly, like, limiting myself that it would be cool just to, for one time, like, just completely play it, you know, the way that I want to. I can use anything at all, you know, and just go crazy. Because I haven't gotten to do that in a very long time. I'm always limiting myself in some way. This could be our one opportunity to just go crazy and destroy everything. You know? Because we can always do challenge runs, but... we could do both. I could go into, like, a fight as if I'm a casual player and be like, oh man, this was kind of hard, I almost died, and then be like, okay, so this is how you actually do this fight. I don't know, though, like, I kind of like the idea of just going through, because we're already going to be talking, like, in-depth in the lore and everything, and I don't know, it's just going to be an awkward playthrough if I'm talking about in-depth lore and how the coding works and all that, but then my gameplay is, like, purposefully bad. You know? Like, I don't know, it just wouldn't really fit the playthrough. It would be kind of weird if I was like, so I know exactly how this guy's AI works and how everything works and exactly what he's weak against. Okay, let's try using fire on it. Oh, it healed him? Whoops. You know, like, it would just, like, not fit the playthrough very well, so. I'd say we just go crazy and show off, like, the ultimate Final Fantasy VII playthrough. If you have absolutely no holds barred, how broken can you just destroy the game? One of the characters play it casually. What do you mean? I don't know how that would work. Barrett just sits there and attacks, and then Cloud's like, what are you doing, dude? Let me show you how it's done. That'd be strange. That would just confuse the viewer even more. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely say out loud, like, this is what a casual player would do, this is how you break it, but in terms of just what I actually do, I'll probably just break it. I feel like that's the best way. I mean, it sounds like a cool idea, but it wouldn't really pan out. It would just be Barrett attacks and Cloud throws grenades for the first part of the game. And then I'd have to probably switch characters because at some point Barrett would be better, and at some points Barrett isn't even in the party. It wouldn't really pan out the way it sounds. It sounds like a cool idea, but it wouldn't really pan out. It would just be confusing. I have my Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. I'll just do what it tells me to do. Honestly, the strategy guide isn't too bad. There's a couple, like, what are you talking about? But for For the most part, I think it's pretty good. I should look at, like, some of the stuff, like how it says to beat Emerald. Jen plays Final Fantasy VII. Let me tell you how that's gonna go. Not well. I love that he yells morph. It's like a Power Ranger boss. I'll tell my wife that you guys said that. See what she says. Kill it with fire. Yeah, there's certain stuff that we won't be able to show off because PC only. Like, we can't show off wrong warping and stuff. But we wouldn't really want to do that in a playthrough anyways. I mean, we could just to show it and then, like, revert save, but for the most part, I'm going to be talking more about, like, the code and the story. I'll show off some funny glitches, but nothing, like, insane. You've seen enough of that, I think. All the super crazy stuff is on PC. Now we could play the OG PC version. Then we could do everything we wanted, but... No, that's what I just said. You can't. I just said you can't. That's why we can't do it. Because we're playing the PS1 version. I am confusion. I've been... I'm focusing on this Final Fantasy conversation, not on the puzzle. Oh, he turned to a frog. He turned to an elf toad. Yeah, the OG PC version can do everything the Steam version can. That's why on the leaderboards it's just Final Fantasy VII PC, not Final Fantasy VII Steam. Which is why when I get those comments that are like, you can't do this on the original Final Fantasy VII, so it's lame. Like, well, it is the original. The original was on PC also. It was ported pretty quickly. But yes, technically you can't do wrong warping or Yuffie warping on the original PS1 version, but there's still a lot of funny stuff you can do, like Cosmo Canyon skip and a bunch of dialogue skips. You can still do both the cutscene skips in Junon. You can also do Junon Raid or Midgar Raid skip, which skips like 3 hours of gameplay. You can still do Avalanche skip. You can still do guard skip. You can still get a level 1 Aerith called Aerith on the original PS1 version. Why would I play it on emulator? What would be the point of that? Yeah, even on the original PS1 version, you can skip the entirety of the second bombing mission. You can skip the entirety of the Midgar raid. You can skip the entirety of Cosmo Canyon. There's a ton of stuff you can skip. It's pretty wild how much you can do on the original. Good old Wyvern. I was just wondering for research? I don't understand what you're asking. I am confusion. Yes, I am physically capable of playing emulators. I can physically do it. I have arms. I don't know. I don't know where this question is going. I would have no reason to. I own about 12 versions of the game. I have no reason to emulate it. I own it on like 9 different consoles. So I don't have a reason to emulate it. The only time I ever emulated Final Fantasy VII was to try that that Game Shark code that allowed us to take control of Emerald Weapon and remove the water and all that crazy stuff. And I also used I've used an emulator a few times for speedrun practice when I was practicing like stuff that at the time only worked on PS1. Let's go, ABL. Show us your arms. You don't have arms. Is it possible for others to do so? It's a video game, so yes. If it's a video game, it can be emulated. At this point, I'm pretty sure everything but PS5 games are emulated somewhere, some way. It's all a simulation anyways. How am I gonna wear my Legend of Dragoon shirt without arms? Now, in terms of like speedrunning, I believe emulators are banned for PS1, Final Fantasy VII, because the way that FPS works in the game is so incredibly stupid that only a PS1 or a PS2 can really emulate it correctly. Or really run it correctly. So I don't think you can emulate for PS1 speedruns. I could be wrong though. You could probably check the rules and see, but I'm pretty sure you can't. They don't have TVN? Dude, that's like one of the best OG memes. I love that only people that saw that know what it is. That's the best kind of meme where like 90% of the chat is like, what did he just say? And 10% of the chat's like, I remember that. It does not have higher FPS, but it runs it more consistently. The PS1 actually runs Final Fantasy VII at its intended frame rate, which is 30 FPS. The game, the world map and fields run at 30 FPS. Battles run at 60 FPS, and the menu battles run at 15, and menus run at 60. And the PS1 and the PS2 actually correctly run at that FPS. The Steam version and the PC version are not done well They're not optimized well, so they run at like 28.5 or 32, depending on what your computer wants to run it at. And it's really poorly optimized, so like none of us know how it actually works. I've seen God computers run it at 29 and poop computers run it at 32. It's like completely arbitrary. It's just whatever it feels like running at. It's so bad that if you do a speed run of Final Fantasy VII on PC, you're actually forced to download a program that forces the game to run close to 30. You still can't get it to run at 30, but you can get it close. And you have to have your FPS showing on the screen so that the moderators can see that you're running at the right FPS. Which is crazy, because if you know anything about speedrun communities, they try their best to not do stuff like that, because it makes it so less people want to run the game. Usually speedrun communities will make games as like easy as possible to run, even if it's a bit unfair, just because they want more people to be able to run it. They don't want to exclude anyone. But Final Fantasy VII runs so terribly that they had to do it, because it just, there's like no... you can't even be competitive. There's a category that allows you to run at any FPS you want, and that category is a complete joke. The top run runs at 36 FPS and is like an hour in front of everyone else because of how much time you save. It's stupid. It's just, it's not good. So yeah, you have to download a program and make it run at the right FPS. And the PS4 version is also annoyingly unoptimized. If you've ever played the PS4 version of Final Fantasy VII, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you play it on ×3, it looks way better. It's like actually annoying. If you play it on regular speed, it looks laggy, like it's running at like 25 FPS, but then when you hit ×3, it runs at like a super smooth 60 and it looks amazing. It's stupid. Like, what? I don't know why it's like that. Oh no! He sung a frog song at me. How dare he? I don't know if it's actually 60, but it looks like 60. It looks amazing. If you watch my my ×3 playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, it looks beautiful. Everything's so smooth. I just got a cease and desist. Hate to see it. Oh, get him, Toad. He actually attacked twice. Yeah, I don't know how it looks on Switch. Probably no better. Nah, none of the ailments wear off. Actually, I think aging does. Aging does, and sap does. I think everything else stays. You can be a toad forever. So I press that button to open up that thing, but I can't open this door. All these doors are dead ends. These stupid fights take forever. Made me laugh in 7. If you have a ribbon on and you die with sadness, you keep sadness. It's like, oh man, he's dead, but he's still sad. That's brutal. There we go. That should be right? Yeah. Oh yeah, but that just goes here, and this has nothing in it. There's gotta be something here that I'm missing. Can't the treasure just be the natural beauty of the caves? OMG, you're too nice for this world. You're just a we don't deserve OMG's kindness. That was Bro Sama who donated Monster Sanctuary. That sucks that everyone's having trouble with the Switch version. I'm not surprised though. That's the way it goes. They just hard port the Final Fantasy games. They don't like test anything. That's part of the reason why the PC version is so like amazingly broken and you can wrong warp and all that stuff, because they didn't check how erasing memory worked on the PC version. Yo, Daitu, thank you so much for the 7 months. Welcome back. I mean, nothing beats the Final Fantasy VIII remaster, but a lot of the ports are bad. I think the Final Fantasy VIII remaster is like the worst of any port or remaster. It's really bad. Luckily they fixed some things, but it's still really bad. I can't believe you can even call it a remaster. If Final Fantasy VIII remaster is a remaster, then the Final Fantasy VII Switch or Steam port is a remaster, because it's the same thing. It's literally just a touch-up of the models. So why, like, how is that not a remaster? If you can call that Final Fantasy VIII a remaster. Ran out of time. False. There is no running out of time on a game that no one asked for. You can run out of time on No Man's Sky, because they hyped it up for years, and people paid money for the pre-orders, so that's running out of time. No one asked for 8 remaster, they just came out and they were like, by the way, we have this. So no, they could have waited. They chose to release it the way it was. They were like, nope, this is finished. Release. I'm all for an 8 remake. I'm all for an 8 remaster. We never got one. We got a port with touched up graphics and worse music and worse background textures and meaningless censorship. I don't think they'll ever remake. You guys think they'll remake another Final Fantasy? I don't believe so. I think 7 is the only one they'll ever remaster, or ever remake. Seven is the only one that's popular enough and like has a big enough universe to where they could like switch it up enough to make it their own unique thing. If you remade like 8, you just have to tell 8's story again, which is something they don't have any desire to do. If they remake something, they want to bring it to a new audience. That's what they're all about. They're all about the kids. They're all about making the kids happy. Hey kids, Final Fantasy 15 is for you. And the old fans. But mostly for you kids. It's got flying cars. Let's go. What's that? You didn't like the flying cars? Well, we made Final Fantasy Fortnite. Come on, kids. Final Fantasy is cool. Please play our games. We literally made Fortnite. Come on. Give it a shot. All of our fans want a Final Fantasy remake? Okay, we'll give them a Final Fantasy VII remake. Oh, here we go. Found it. We'll give them a Final Fantasy VII remake, but we're going to make it an action RPG because the kids like action RPGs. Let's go! Where's our paychecks? Come on, let's go. Square literally does nothing for the fans. They do everything for the kids, and then they think about the fans second. They're like, well, maybe our fans will like this also. They don't do stuff for us anymore. They do it for... I don't even feel like it's for money. It's literally for kids. They want kids to play their games. That's what that's their only goal. Only goal is kids. Fine, you guys want a one-to-one remake? Here you go. We're putting it on phones for the kids. Make sure it's on the phones. Kids gotta play it. What's that? You like female main characters that have really cool backstories and thought-provoking dialogue? Well, the kids like Cindy, so we're gonna put Cindy in the game. Just the most stereotypical Big Bob character. Kids are gonna love this. Yeah, to be frank, Square is really into mobile games mostly because mobile games are super popular in Japan. But you know, why do you think they're bringing it over to the United States? Because they love to keep stuff in Japan. Most mobile games that they make stay in Japan. Why do you think Ever Crisis is making the jump over? Kids will love this. Kids will love the chibi class. They're gonna love it. I'm like really mixed on whether or not I want the Final Fantasy VII Fortnite to be good or bad. I keep going back and forth. Like, part of me wants it to be bad to like show Square that they can't just make it and it works, but then part of me wants it to be good because it's Final Fantasy VII and I want it to succeed. You haven't seen the Fortnite? Did you watch my video about the DLC? Wait, you guys don't know about the Fortnite? Where have you been? What happened? Where have you guys been? Go watch the video I made about it. Well, too long didn't read. They're making a Final Fantasy VII Fortnite game. A Battle Royale. Not a Final Fantasy Battle Royale. A Final Fantasy VII. Specifically 7 Battle Royale. It's called First Soldier. That's the funniest part, is that it's not even Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy VII. Like, they literally embraced the meme where everyone was like, the remake's gonna be a Battle Royale. That's what's so funny about it. Because, like, a Final Fantasy themed Battle Royale isn't, like, crazy out the window. Like, it kind of makes sense, to be honest. They already made a Final Fantasy battle game. Like, it's not that much of a stretch to make a Battle Royale if they want to, and especially if it's, like, a smaller project. But the fact that it's specifically a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale just is the funniest thing to me. Because for the longest time we've memed about that being a thing. It's just funny. See you, Godrin. Have a good weekend. Dissidia eSport. God, if there's anyone that knows nothing about esports, it's Square. I never want to see a Square game as an esport. It would be a disaster. Okay, that's true. They probably do a better job than Nintendo, but... Well, because Square Enix at least has brains. When people show up on their door and they're like, we want to give you a lot of money to keep playing your game, they're like, okay. Whereas you go to Nintendo and you're like, I want to give you a lot of money to play your game, and they're like, play our games? Are you mad? What do you mean, play our video games that we made? You think we do this for fun? It's like that character in Jack. Do you think this is a game? This isn't a game. Turtle? No. I don't want to jump on the turtle. I'll hurt him. We're big. Galif is huge, dude. He will squash it. God, like, man. Can you imagine the brain on the Nintendo executive that was like, we're gonna remaster Super Mario 64 and make it limited? Like, the brain on this guy. Let's make the most accessible, most played video game of, like, all time. Let's remaster it, but let's just let some people play it. Not everyone. Not everyone's allowed to play it. Man, that's Galaxy right there. What is going on? What are you doing? What's happening? We lost the turtle. Yep, we blew it. He's gonna kill us. Hey, what's up with this turtle? It's a freaking turtle, dude. What are you doing? Stop hurting the turtle. It's gonna kill us. Bart, stop it. Hey, this is pretty fun. Will you please stop? He talked? Didn't he? Sage Gill, I'm so sorry. You mean this turtle's Sage Gill? By the briny beard o' Neptune. That was the most piratey thing I've ever read. Look what you did. Well, I'm alright. We're awfully sorry. No time for that. We must hurry. You mean X-Death? Precisely. What he seeks is in Moor Forest. Moor Forest? Just west of Surgate Castle. It's where X-Death was born. 500 years ago, evil spirits sealed in that... What? 500 years ago, evil spirits sealed in that turned a tree into a monster. That was X-Death. For 500 years, he was sealed there, until 30 years ago when he broke out. X-Death is a tree. You mean until the battle with the Dawn Warriors? Correct. Drogon and the others did well, using the crystals to seal him up. But he managed to break out. That was our fault. No, I'm not saying that. Sealed things break now and then, but this time, we must defeat him. What an explanation. It's not about humans using up the crystals and breaking them. It's just like, well, things break sometimes. Where is he? Moor Forest. He seeks something there. Moor Forest. In Moor Forest. For Zeza! And the end to X-Death! Let's go! Moor Forest is a living thing and will attack any who enter it. Take this with you. Great. The stick. What's this? Elder's Branch, part of the Protector of the Seal. Only with this can you enter the forest. Now hurry! X-Death is already on his way there now. Right. How do you know that? You've been in this cave as a turtle. Let's go and see Mark. No, today is not a double day. We're going to be playing Phantasy Star 4 later. Let's go, Nitro. Let's just use fire.